Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Hope you're well. It's time to do our morning oracle message. But first, I want to revisit the messages from yesterday. We got clear your energy, the emerald fountain, the card of change, number 12, and the heroism card. The main themes were about changing patterns, letting go of old habits, clearing and allowing for rest and rejuvenation. So now let's see what we have for today. I think I'm going to start with the higher self oracle. What messages do we have for today? Strength. Strength. All right. So let's go ahead and read that. Oh, I totally regret drinking this soda. I never drink soda, but it was in the fridge and I decided, let's start off with some Mountain Dew, 0 sugar. Nope. That was a bad choice. I learn now. So I don't do it next time because I feel like since I never drink soda, it affects me more when I do start to drink it. It's so odd too because I can drink an energy drink, but it doesn't have that same effect on me. But for some reason, starting the day with the soda, I don't know. All right, let's get to it. So we have the strength card. We all have an unsuspected reserve of strength inside that emerges when life puts us to the test. The presence of this card signals the need for strength to overcome a pressing challenge. There are 2 types of strength, outer and inner. Aggressive outer strength relies on force to push through adversity. It is a powerful approach, but it relies on coercion, compulsion, and control, which is insecure and exhaustive energy. However, you are being asked to avoid harnessing the energy of aggressive outer strength, since this derives from a fear-based belief that you must fight to be seen, heard, believed, understood, and accepted. By pulling this card, your higher self requests that you call upon the power of quiet inner strength that evolves from fortitude. Fortitude means having the emotional power to overcome adversity. Through fortitude, you learn how to mindfully assess situations properly, observe your thoughts and emotions, and respond thoughtfully and wisely to an experience rather than react aggressively and impulsively to difficult situations. Inner strength comes from harnessing and building up your fortitudinal muscles. When faced with a stressful and challenging situation, it will be your inner strength that helps you overcome. If you feel you currently lack the strength to manage and surmount a distressing challenge, look to the past to see how you've overcome many trials and tribulations. In order to overcome a challenging situation, you will need to realize your courage and inner resolve. Call upon your inner strength to assist you on this difficult part of your journey. If you feel as if this isn't enough, then ask your higher self for further assistance through this trial in your life. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I can already apply this to something this morning. The kids, they don't have school today. So they've been here, and I'm usually used to having peace and stuff after dropping them off to school. It's just the life of a parent, right? But what I'm getting to is that I got really upset and worked up this morning. And that could be another reason why I feel more shaky right now, not just because of the soda, but just from like the way I reacted. I just got really stressed, worked up, and I raised my voice. I felt fed up, and I just couldn't stand not having peace. And so, but every time that happens, that affects your body. And if you're not aware and you don't catch it ahead of time, it's like the damage is already done, or just handling it in a different way. And I know all parents struggle with this. I know it. It's just a part of it, but it's not easy. It's very difficult, and it's just a work in progress. It's something that requires strength and practice and having inner strength, not just like outer strength. So, and that need to yell, to raise your voice and get worked up comes from a place of fear of not being heard. It's so true. It comes from a place of fear, and that's passed down from parents to their children. And so that's why we tend to mirror our parents and how they raised us, because that's what they learned and they felt they weren't heard. And so I see the connection there. All right. So that was very deep. Which one should we do next? Let's do Echoes from, what is that again? Echoes of the Soul Oracle. What is the message? What is the echo of our souls? Of the collective soul. The Red Room Reverie. Okay. Number, is that 15? Number 15. It looks like she's in a kitchen, staring out the window, like she feels contained in some way, but she wants to go out. The Red Room Reverie. Reflection, longing, hidden desires, self-awareness, inner truth, emotional exploration. The message here is that in the stillness of the red room, surrounded by the familiar yet mysterious, your hidden desires whisper softly, waiting to be heard. This space invites you to pause and look inward, to recognize the subtle currents of longing that shape your thoughts and your feelings. What you seek is already within you, concealed beneath layers of routine and expectation. Allow yourself to embrace the reverie, for it holds the key to understanding your heart's true desires. The guidance, this card calls you to reflect on the parts of your life that feel restless or unfulfilled. The red room symbolizes a space of introspection where you can uncover the desires and dreams you may have buried under practicality or fear. Pay attention to how your surroundings, habits, and routines influence your emotions. Are they nurturing your spirit or are they stifling your potential? The red room reverie encourages you to create an environment, both inner and outer, that allows your deepest yearnings to surface and flourish. The affirmation is, I honor the whispers of my heart and the desires that guide me. I create space to uncover and embrace my truest yearnings. Actionable insight, spend time this week creating a red room of your own. A space, even if symbolic, where you can reflect and connect with your emotions. This might mean rearranging a corner of your room to feel more inspiring or setting aside uninterrupted time to meditate or journal. As you immerse yourself in this space, let your inner longings surface and identify one small action you can take to bring them closer to reality. The reflection, the red room reverie, is a reminder that your desires are not to be feared or ignored. They are pathways to growth and fulfillment. By allowing yourself the quiet and safety to explore them, you can begin to transform restlessness into purpose and longing into action. What does your red room reveal to you? How will you honor its messages in your life today? So far, there's a message of not allowing yourself to be boxed in. It's like not feeling like you have to fit in the traditional roles, right? That are expected of us, that we can still be our unique selves and do the things we love to do in a more unconventional way. If that's what we choose, if that is our desire, right? What our parents weren't able to do. That's what I'm getting. Reprogramming our loved ones that have passed. They would want us to do all the things that they weren't able to do. And they would want us to fix the things that they weren't able to fully heal and fix within themselves. It's passed down. And you can still keep those traditions that are healthy, but I can guarantee you, there's so many stories of people like passing their life. They never got to really fulfill their dreams. Ugh, I don't know why that's making me emotional. I'm not going to get emotional right now. I think about my grandma from my mom's side because she was very much traumatized by her past, and she never really got to live her life. You know, she was an orphan. You know, she escaped communist China. I mean, there were so many secrets that she kept inside herself, and she never fully allowed herself to blossom and live life. And I'm sure that she would want me and my cousins, the rest of her family to blossom and to live our lives. And I bet every single one of you have a story similar to that. Well, maybe not the story like my grandma, but just stories of passed on loved ones that never truly got to blossom and bloom. Well, this day is a little more emotional, isn't it? Let's see what time it is. Oh yeah, I gotta hurry. All right, one more. I won't be able to pull all these other ones. So the Elemental Oracle, because we haven't done that one yet. What is the Oracle message? Oops. What is the message from the Elemental Oracle? Endurance, the rock, number 20. Endurance. Look for the groundedness in a chaotic situation. Be patient. Slow and steady is the way to success. The obstacle is sometimes the way through. Do not be discouraged by slow progression as long as progression is being made. Everyone knows a rock when they see it, although most of us do not notice much about them. There are 3 kinds of rocks: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Rocks are a key component of the Earth's outer solid layer, the crust. The mining of rocks for human use has existed since prehistoric times. Rocks for building, metal ore, and gemstone content are but a few reasons they are mined at the scales they are. Rocks can be shaped over time by elements such as water and wind. River rocks, for example, because of the erosion effects of the water, become smoothly shaped with no corners. I love river rocks. On a huge scale, canyons such as the Grand Canyon were worn down by water and wind, yet they endure. In cultures that have a deep spiritual belief in the connectedness of everything and a close association with the land itself, rocks are as alive as any animal or human. The rocks in these frameworks have stories to tell and lessons to teach. Some are used in painting, some to hold sacred tracts of water, and in ochre painting. I don't know if I said that right. Of the body to reinforce the dances and spiritual rituals of the culture. So the element is earth. Endurance. It also reminds me of the diamonds, right? Like diamonds they go through an immense amount of pressure and heat. And like it's before they turn into a diamond, they don't look that great, right? But after enduring a lot of pressure and heat, it turns into the diamond. And they're very much alive. Yeah. That's why healing crystals like this and citrine, all of it has energy, frequency to it. You know, they all have a certain energy to them. I love this one because it looks very rough, but there's spots on it that expose some of the shine. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. So, anyways, that's what I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. And until tomorrow, I might do one tomorrow morning because, I mean, it's going to be Thanksgiving, right? So it would be awesome to pull some cards and get some messages on that day. So I might do that. But we'll wait and see. I hope you guys have a good day. Peace out.